What's up, everybody? This is Devon coming at you again for a great episode of Shoots and Blabber. This week's guest is Justin Wallace of Anime Shenanigans. We're going to talk a little bit about his show, and then we're going to kick it into a little segment where we talk about different movies that we haven't seen and try to guess what it's all about from the movie poster. Can't wait for you all to see it. Let's get rolling.
You're listening to the Shoots and Blabber podcast, where we shoot the shit and blabber on. With your host, Devon Dreamy Kong McVeety.
Okay, so pulling in Justin Spider-Man Wallace.
Sir.
I
Saving
guess that would be saving the universe for everybody. So what's going on, man? How are you today?
I'm going to take the kids out later. Figure I'd save some people. Podcast while got some downtime.
I got you.
How are you? What's going on?
Well, I'm excited. We get to actually hand out some candy to the little kids today for the first time, and I don't have to drive around in a white van to do so. So, pretty excited about
Very
that.
nice.
But
yeah, with gas prices, price saves, and with the whole van thing.
It gets kind of crazy.
I'm actually going to take this thing off. It's starting to hurt.
So, I know recently you transferred from doing a podcast with Mitch to doing it with two other people as well. And we changed the name a little bit and the subject from Carpool Shenanigans to Anime Shenanigans. So, can you give me a little background on what that's all about and why it went down?
Yeah, well, we started Carpool Shenanigans. It's just me and Mitch. We together. We pretty much saw each other a good 40, 50 hours out of the week. Different schedules. We just weren't carpooling anymore. Run with it. We didn't feel like having carpool shenanigans. One was anime. So I was like, well, let's review some anime. Maybe bring some other people on. We figured it was easier to have more people than trying to reschedule just between the two of us. That way, if one of us couldn't make it for whatever reason, we had more people to fall back on. That's kind of how we brought in Mark, and we brought in Josh Hatfield for Anime Shenanigans.
I got you. Awesome. Now, I know that you guys have done some, multiple shows now, and one of the big things is you guys kind of like spin a wheel in order to figure out which anime you would like to listen to or watch. So, how's that been to watch something new almost every week?
That I kind of like. That was an idea Mark threw out, was to find hidden gems, because if we just recommend animes to each other, I feel like we'd run out eventually. So we want fans to submit stuff. We put it on the wheel, spin it to see what we're going to watch. Hopefully find some shows that we would never step out of our comfort zone to watch. Like there's one, it's like a little girl with a sledgehammer as the cover art. I was like, I would never watch that in a million years, but because a fan submit, it might be good. I don't know. We'll see.
Now, has there been an anime you've watched so far that's been like, what am I watching, or like a little like taken back from it?
Not yet. I mean, I've seen some on the wheel. We did Wrecker Ragnarok, which we all just hated right from the get go. We're reviewing Digimon here soon. and that one I'm kind of excited to see what everyone else thought about it. Kind of like reliving our childhood all over again. So hopefully it goes well.
Well, I mean, you know, you can't go wrong with some Digimon. I mean, I can remember looking back and having just that high pitched voice of "I'm Ty. I'm a Digidestin."
That's spot on.
I practiced it a lot.
Yep. I remember
So
that, Saturday morning it was dry cereal or Pop Tarts and Digimon, the Yu Gi Oh, all that stuff.
yeah, it was. What was that? Warner Brothers had like their own like
Yep.
morning cartoons because Freakazoid was on there with
Yep.
Batman the Animated Series. That was another one that was part of it all. So I can, yeah, that's man, you're dropping back some '90s flashbacks there. Ugh. No, just kidding. um, now, when when you guys decided to kind of get into more anime-based products, stuff like that, did you guys think about adding in movies or just the type of audience you would like to aim for?
So we didn't. That was one of those things that kind of fell in line. We didn't talk about it; just kind of happened. So we review anime season by season on a biweekly schedule because everyone's busy. They got their own thing going on. I didn't want to take up too much of people's time, and then somehow it became a weekly show. So we'll review every other week, and then on the off weeks we'll review, say, a movie, or we did that Rock Lee and Gara fight breakdown. We just screen shared that and kind of broke down the whole fight scene with a guest. And so we'll review the animes just us four. And on the off weeks, we might bring in a guest or watch, like you said, watch a movie of some sort. I think Josh ended up making us watch Tomiko Love Story. I still haven't seen it. I might actually refuse to watch it, but it's from what I heard on the episode went really well.
Well, I mean, could be worse. I mean,
Yeah.
most people consider wrestling when I watch a better drama, like a hardcore drama. So maybe this drama's a little bit better.
Yeah.
So, um, now I know you're married, so and you have kids. So I want to ask, how does your wife feel about all this anime?
Um, she doesn't watch it with me. She's not a big anime nut. So what I do, the time I do get to watch it, I'll use it folding laundry, or I will let the laundry build up to give myself an excuse to binge through a season real quick. And yeah, she doesn't mind it so far. I mean, as long as I'm not, sitting around the couch all day, she'll be all right.
No, I mean, it's kind of funny to me because I've watched a few animes in front of mine, and she gives me the whole, "What are you doing?"
That
Like,
that
or
look.
what are you watching? Especially when we get the the ooh woos in, and you got some crazy like graphic blood coming across. Um, so naturally, there are the groups of people that are just a little confused on the nerdiness of it. Um, but it'll shake off after a while.
Yeah.
um,
If they could
uh,
just quit timing it to just where they show big jiggly boobs as soon as someone else walks in, then all the cool fight scenes when they're gone,
mhm.
they could just quit that timing thing. We'd be all
I
right.
I think they do it on purpose, personally,
Yeah.
as directors. Um, now, uh, I know that there's been a lot of different live action anime movies that came out. And some of us anime nuts are getting ready to see what they butcher in Cowboy Bebop, which, for those out there who have not watched it, it's probably one of my favorite animes, for one, and two, it's an amazing show full of drama and action and all sorts of stuff. Um, so, how do you feel when they do that kind of? They take that aspect of anime and change it into a real life kind of movie.
Mm, I'm conflicted on it because I can say I hate it. All of them been terrible as much as I want, but I already know I'm gonna spend money to go watch Cowboy Bebop. And I guess in the hopes of that it will actually be good. So they can make 100 live actions, all of them be terrible. That 101, I'll still go watch it. Hopefully it'll be good. Who knows?
I mean, it's still not going to be as bad as Dragon Ball Evolution.
Oh
So,
no. That was a dumpster fire.
I I honestly I think if I had to choose between that and Avatar: The Last Airbender, I still would take Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Yeah, even though the whole time they're saying his name Ong. This is Ong the Airbender, the Arbender. I didn't like it.
Like they had a really they had a really bad accent.
Oh yeah.
This is Ong Airbender.
I don't think they showed Appa, but I don't think Momo was in that movie at all. The little
The little monkey thing.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember a flying lemur at all in that movie.
No.
Um, it's kind of interesting because I'm wondering how Netflix is gonna take it and run it instead.
As long as they don't ruin my childhood again, I'll be okay.
I mean, if they mess up Cowboy Bebop, I think I might call it there.
Well, see, I'll say that, but I know they'll come out with like a live action Gundam or something. I'll be like, well, now I have to go watch that too. So
Which to me, what's funny is I actually can picture them doing that and show the live action, like the live Gundam that Japan just recently built,
yeah,
and them being like, we're at that point now, and it's
yeah,
like, okay, which actually I don't think would be that bad because it makes people realize that there are some aspects of anime that's possible or true. Because a lot of it is obviously it's a cartoon, so you're thinking about it as it's fake. Um,
well, it's like Disney with their live actions. Like the live action Lion King came out halfway decent.
right.
I would like to see a live action like Atlantis or maybe like a Treasure Planet would be cool.
Uh,
Just
Hercules is the one I'm waiting for because they mentioned it, but they haven't put like any information really out of it, and I'm super hyped if they do that because that's one of
oh
my
yeah,
favorite. Um, so we'll see what happens with it. Um, but I'm actually going to turn gears a little bit here. Um, and this is going to be, a little bit of a shorter episode because, I know that you want to spend some time with the kids. I know, it's Halloween. We got to get them prepped, ready to go outside. It's not an hour process. It's more like 5. Um,
yeah, yeah, that's true.
so with the changing gears here, we are going to switch over to a little segment in which I call a cinematic adventure, in which me and Justin will look at different movie titles and their movie posters to get an idea on what the movie's about. Try to guess for ourselves what we think it is about, and then I actually have the plot pulled up. So, for our first one here, we have a separation. So, for this one, this is a Golden Bear winner, Silver Bear winner for Grand Jury Prize Best and Best Actor, Best Actress kind of situation. Looks like it's got a lot of awards. Um, I see
Hmm.
she's wearing a hijab. So I
See
don't know.
what throws me off is the look on their faces. Like her, she's looking confused, and him, it's almost like he just stubbed his toe and he's slowly getting that reaction face.
I think what it is that he like maybe they witness something like a murder.
Mm.
Maybe it's like a murder mystery movie.
See, I'd do it there, like those movies where they'll send like reporters to say like Afghanistan to cover the war and stuff like that. I
Yeah,
bet that's what this is about.
you think
I don't,
so?
I don't know where the separation kicks in, but that's what I'm gonna go with.
Maybe they get separated out in Afghanistan from their crew of
Camera guy
reporters.
goes missing.
Yeah. And they're separated, so then they start walking off and start trying to figure out what's going to happen next.
Yeah, like a behind enemy border sort of thing.
Exactly.
I like that.
So let's see here. We have A married couple are faced with difficult decisions to improve their life of their child by moving to another country or stay in Iran and look for deteriorating parent uh, parent who has Alzheimer's disease. Wow, we
Hmm.
were way off on that one.
I mean, I feel like we got the Iran part, but that's about
That's about as
it.
far as we got it. Oh man. Um. So Apocalypse Now. Now I know there's going to be a lot of people out there who are really upset with us for not seeing Apocalypse Now. I'm sorry. It's in my list of many movies to watch, and I apologize. I haven't gotten around to it, and I know Marlon Brando just kills it in this movie. I mean, the last movie I saw with him, it was The Godfather. So you have the guy who's playing, Don Corleone. He seems like he's going to be one of the main characters in this, and I believe, if I remember correctly, William Dafoe is in this movie as well.
With Robert Duvall and Martin Sheen.
Yeah.
Man, I wanted super hard to go zombies again, but I don't think that's it.
So for me, I'm gonna have to say, because it looks like an older film, and it kind of like Gorillas in the Mist kind of situation with helicopters and stuff. I'm gonna suggest a Vietnam flick.
Vietnam flick. Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah,
Um,
like Vietnam soldiers.
yeah, I mean, when I think apocalypse, I think world-ending event. Usually, it's zombies. With the fog, I wanted to say, but with those actors, I don't think that's it.
Yeah, I can't
Um,
picture Martin Sheen.
and yeah, and like a zombie flick, yeah.
Yeah.
Um, William Dafoe in a zombie flick would be amazing.
So let's see here. I mean, it could be zombies. A U.S. officer serving in Vietnam is
Mm,
tasked with assassinating a renegade special forces colonel who sees himself as a god.
that's good. That title's kind of misleading.
Yeah, but I mean, look at this. You got Lawrence Fishburne,
Zom-
Harrison Ford,
Now
Dennis
that is a
Hopper.
star cast.
Yeah, no
I
wonder
don't know
it's
how
so
I
good.
haven't seen this yet.
Man, we are failing at life right now. We just put down the anime and start watching apocalypses. So,
Yeah, I might have to stop the show for a little bit.
oh snap! Okay, so I knew some of the Charlie Chaplin movies were in this list that you picked out. And I knew that we are going to be hitting left center with this one. So, we have Charlie Chaplin in a movie called City of Lights. Um,
Hmm.
boxing for sure.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Um. What underdog story? I mean,
you
I
think
know it's
so?
a comedy. Obviously, if it's Chaplin, it's comedy. But
You think it's an underdog story?
I think,
I feel like it's gonna be one of those like you have the Rocky buildup, right? You have all that stuff going through, and then just like he gets in the ring and just like one shot, and then it ends.
yeah, either it's an underdog story, the backwards one where he's just been winning, but he always wins by the most ridiculous ways possible.
Like a like he like steps in a bucket and then throws it at the dude or something.
His glove comes off and knocks him out somehow.
All right, Charlie Chaplin has, with an aid of a wealthy, erratic tippler, a dewy-eyed tramp who has fallen in love with a slightest flower girl, accumulates money by being able to help her medically. What?
Oh, so
So
okay, so
he
to
boxes
I
to
guess
help out a hurt person. It does sound like Rocky,
yeah.
a little bit.
Like I don't looking at it now, I don't think he would win, but he just gets the crap kicked out of him so he can help some flower girl.
He takes the falls for everything.
Yeah. And you
Uh,
still get money if you lose, it's just not as much.
I love how they refer to him as a tramp. Like as a as like Americans now, we think of a tramp, we think of like a girl who sleeps around a lot. And so for this, it's completely different, and that's kind of makes me
Yeah.
chuckle a little bit.
Yeah, back then it was a tramp was known as like the guy, the goat, the ladies man.
I feel you. All right, so we have a city of God. Um, in in this movie, it looks like we have a bunch of young kids, teenagers. Um, says on the thing, drugs, guns, music, and love. And then there's a big rooster flying at them.
Yeah, that rooster throws me off.
Like a cockfighting ring, you think?
Yeah, that's where I'm not getting it. The rooster doesn't make any sense. I would go like a knockoff of like Grease. That's what it looks like to me. All these kids walk around. I think the rooster's meant to be a little bit of a deception.
Like, do you notice like how all the kids have guns too? So, where do you think the setting would be at then for this?
Just by looking at the way they're dressed, mm, I want to say school.
Okay, school.
So, like half of them are wearing gym shorts. So I'm like, that looks like it'd be in a school. The drugs, gun, and music part.
I was
Just
thinking
that
more like
rooster's
which
throwing me
country
off.
you think they're from, but
Oh, which country? Yeah, that
you
works too.
said school.
We said setting. Which country?
Yeah, I'm thinking Mexico.
Mexico, yeah. Brazil, maybe.
City of God. Oh, nice call on that second one. In the slums of Rio, two kids' paths diverge as one struggles to become a photographer and the other a kingpin.
Mm. I still think that rooster serves no purpose whatsoever.
I don't either. And that's where like my graphic design mind just hits and it's like whoever designed that poster, that's awful. Unless this rooster has like a really big like change in it or something that deals with the show. Like the Kingpin kid gets like killed by the rooster. So um coming through next is Doctor Strangelove, or How I Learned to Stop Worrying and Love the Bomb.
Longest title in history.
For real, when I tried to look up this movie title for you, I was like, holy cow. Now, this is a Stanley Kubrick's movie, and it seems like it'd be older. But in all seriousness, I think it has to do with like maybe like the Cold War.
Yeah. It's kind of got like the art style reminds me of like Schoolhouse Rock.
I could see it. Like, this is a bomb, not only a bomb, blows up all the time.
Yeah, I definitely Cold War era.
An insane American general orders a bombing attack on Soviet Union, triggering a path to nuclear holocaust that a war room full of politicians and generals frantically tries to stop. So maybe at this time period when they were doing this, because this came back in '64. I mean, naturally, people are scared of a Cold War and they're gonna be fearful. So, um, having the art on the poster not match the movie kind of probably sets the setting to be a little more drastic and
Yeah.
different.
Really capitalizes on people's fear.
Now, this one, I saw this movie title, Grave of the Fireflies, and I knew it was perfect for Anime Shenanigans, one of the hosts, because I did not understand what this movie was going to be about, and I thought, well, it's going to probably have a lot of deeper meaning, and most likely Justin will know it.
No, I don't. And this is one that also throws you. I see the award winning. It's got a couple good ratings down there. The umbrella's burnt up by what I'm guessing is actual fireflies, so I think there's a magical aspect to it. I just don't
So,
understand the rest of this picture.
so what I think maybe is that the kid thinks they're fireflies, but really it's like a village on fire, and these are embers coming down, and that's why it looks like the umbrella's all burnt up.
Like Mulan style, just a bunch of bad guys trying to take over the village, and he's got to rescue them all. I like that.
A young boy and his little sister struggled to survive in Japan during World War II.
I still feel like I was way off. That's hard with anime movies because the title or the artwork is just so different than what you think it could be.
Now, this one is called Harakiri. It's a looks like a samurai style movie for sure. Oop, definitely not antlers, but um, this is supposed to be like this is like on the list of top 100 or like top movies that I sent you. This was actually really high up. So for me, I just think it's just about like a dude becoming a samurai and like taking on other samurais.
Yeah, I mean, that'd be my guess. Is his rise to stardom, rise to fame?
Rise he found to become Kill Bill.
Yep, orange
Um,
jumpsuit.
when a Ronin requests, I can't even pronounce that word, seppuku. Sorry for all my Japanese
Uh,
listeners out there. I apologize. At a feudal lord's palace, is told of the brutal suicide of another Ronin who previously visited. He reveals how their pasts are intertwined, and in doing so, challenges the clan's integrity.
huh. Seppuku was the art of like sacrificing yourself for your lord, right?
I think so.
The whole second dagger, the ceremonial dagger that they all carry.
Yeah, wasn't it? So that way you didn't die from another person's blade. You die from your own.
Yeah,
So
it was almost
actually,
like an act of honor to let you kill yourself. It was very different back then.
yeah, and you know what's crazy is I'm noticing a lot of these titles too are coming from the '60s. So
Uh,
I think they're holding up pretty well. Not gonna lie.
Oh yeah,
Um,
most of those movies back then they all kind of hold up.
Now this is a newer one, 2014. I'm with you. I haven't seen this one, Interstellar. I've heard many great things about it. Of course, you got Matthew McConaughey coming through. All right, all right, all right. It doesn't
Say
matter what
Anne
movie.
Hathaway.
What?
Does this say Anne Hathaway?
Yes. So you have
That's
Matthew
awesome.
McConaughey, Anne Hathaway, Jessica Chastain, and Michael Caine.
Oh shit. Yeah. If it's Michael Caine, the world's ending in some sort of way.
I believe that, and the thing is too, Michael Caine, who I forget the comedian, but he puts it the best way. Michael Caine has two different, or always has two different things about him. He's somewhere at the beginning of the movie. He's always at the end of the movie, and that's why he does the bloody picture.
Huh.
But I mean, at the same time too, I mean, you're right on the money. It does say the end of the world or the end of the earth will not be the end of us.
Oh.
So um, maybe he's going out trying to find a planet and for us to inhabit and get water from or something. And Anne
Some
Hathaway is just kind of his partner.
yeah.
So
And
what would you
Michael
think of
Caine's
Jessica?
probably like ground control.
Jessica Chastain's there too. Is like his boss,
Yeah.
Michael Caine. Matthew McConaughey, where are you?
That's a bunch of accents all rolled into one.
Yeah, it is. That's how we don't ever keep them logical here.
Oh no.
Uh, a team of explorers travel through a wormhole in space in an attempt to ensure humanity's survival. And it's a Christopher Nolan film, so you know the gradient and the darkness of this movie will be A1.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to watch this one.
So, um, this is by Leon, the Professionals, the next one here. And it's by Luke Besson. Kind of looks like in his glasses here, you can kind of see like a city of some sort. I can't tell which one it is.
Hmm.
Um, but if you want the job done right, hire a professional. I feel like maybe he's a hitman.
Hey, man, I was gonna go with terrorist.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're trying to plot. It's like a from the terrorist point of view, like the bombing of something.
Okay. And what city do you think it is?
Oh, New York City. It's always New York City.
Mathilda, a 12-year-old girl, is reluctantly taken by Leon, a professional assassin. Winner. After her family is murdered, a unusual relationship forms as she becomes his prodigy and learns the assassin trade.
Ooh. Okay. So
Little,
he trains her to be an assassin.
mhm. Not
Hmm.
only does it have Natalie Portman in it, but it also has Gary Oldman. So I feel like it's a pretty solid movie.
Oh yeah.
Uh, Now, do you think he killed her parents?
Oh, for sure.
Oh,
Absolutely. Like day one murders them, and then he's like, you know what? I'm
come
gonna
live with
train
me.
you how to murder your parents as well.
It's so dark. So next we have Life is Beautiful. It says an unforgettable fable that proves love, family, and imagination conquer all.
Hmm. They kidnapped that boy.
See. I think this is a French film
Oh, they definitely kidnapped that boy.
to create a family.
Yeah, to create like this fake family.
I think this is all in his head, in a dad's head.
So he's just in a room with a straitjacket somewhere, just make believe in all this.
Yeah, imagining this is all a thing.
No, I'm definitely going with kidnapping here.
When a wide or an open-minded Jewish waiter, and his son becomes victims of the Holocaust, he uses a perfect mixture of will, humor, and imagination to protect his son from the dangers around their camp. We are way off, and this is way darker of a movie than I thought it was going to be.
Way darker.
I thought it was
The
going to be like,
kidnapping would have been a good thing.
yeah, I thought, well, I mean, they were kidnapped. They're in a camp. But geez, I thought that was going to be a way, like,
But you were kind of right. I mean, most of this is they're in the camp, but he's using his imagination and kind of portraying that to his son so that they can get out of there. He's like, hey, imagine we were at a bakery eating cakes, and his son's like, you know what? That doesn't sound so bad.
um, next we have the Like Stars on Earth, uh, produced and directed by Amir Khan. Every child is special. So
Oh, I read that wrong. I've read it every is child special since there's that gap. It kind of threw me off.
every is child special. Nice. Yeah, I mean it's always you don't ever know if you got to go right to left or up and down. And um, looking at this guy's face and seeing this little kid, I feel like he's like maybe special needs, and like the guy is learning how to deal with him and realizing how it is to be with the child like that.
Yeah.
I think maybe that's.
Yeah, because the only other thing I'm getting from is he wants to punch that kid. And it doesn't make sense to me.
I mean, you're a dad.
Yeah, okay, that's fair.
uh, an
That
eight-year-old
is
boy.
terrifying.
What that face?
He's got the Wario mustache.
Oh yeah, it was a Wario mustache with like a clown outfit on. An 8-year-old boy is thought to be lazy troublemaker until a new art teacher has the patience and compassion to discover the real problem behind his struggles in school.
Okay, that's a wholesome flick.
Yeah, but look at this picture. It's like Wario mustache, a red nose, elf ears. I mean, I could see this being a Super Mario character.
Oh yeah. I'd play him in Mario Kart like every time.
And I feel like he'd still make the Wario's or like the Waluigi sound too. Like, here we go, another Charlie Chaplin for us. Charlie Chaplin in modern times.
Mm,
Not only is it uh, written by him, it's written, directed, and produced all by Charlie Chaplin.
damn. Triple
So,
threat.
he'd be a quad threat because he's in the movie.
Oh, yeah, he stars in it. Would be even better if he plays every character in the movie.
Like, and he just like throws wigs on as he's doing
Yep.
it, or hats. Uh, so from this kind of image, what are you picturing?
Mm, I'm going with the hijinks of a handyman.
Okay, I think he works at like an electrical company, and like at least one time in the movie, he goes to like flip a switch and just goes like,
The classic shock yourself bit. Oh,
yeah.
yeah. Well, I
Let's
say
see,
classic. This was what, back in the 30s, 40s?
36. So Charlie Chaplin is obviously he's playing the tramp again, always the tramp. Struggles to live in modern industrial society with the help of a young homeless woman.
What's with him and women? First they're blind, then they're homeless. I mean, he's just a great guy.
Can we talk about like this picture real quick though? Like you have a bruiser style type guy, shirt with just like a white beater on, dirty, and then like right behind him is like his crony with a hammer in his hand as well. And he's like, I picture this. The way I picture this is like Charlie's like, I didn't mean to hit you, and the guy's like, oh, I oughta, and the guy right behind him's like, yeah, get a boss. And that's how like this to me. That's how I picture this fight to go down.
Yeah,
And if my
I get.
cousin Mike was here, he would totally say this is the total. This is like the total European like boater look as well. You
Oh
would,
yeah. Oh, he is Italian as ever.
yeah. So, um, so we have another war-looking flick called Paths of Glory. Um, it explodes in no man's land. No picture ever dared cross before.
That's a little confusing.
So it says here, now the screen blasts open the bombshell story of a colonel who led his regime into hell and back while their mandated general waited for them with a firing squad.
I feel like that just told us the whole plot of the movie.
It has Kirk Douglas in it too. I
Hmm.
think like so. I don't know if you know what no man's land is in war, but like in World War One, between the trenches, the place there they would like you could get up and go like fight people and stuff. That's
Yeah.
called no man's land.
Okay.
So I wonder if like there's guys trapped outside there, and they have to like run out to get him, or they just said like screw it, let's just go get him. I feel like that
So
would
you
be
think
it.
his group is like the Suicide Squad that runs out there and saves people?
Yeah. So like it says here, after refusing an attack at an enemy position, a general accuses the soldiers of being cowards. Their commanding officer must defend them.
So he goes, "You call my men cowards? Watch this!" and just runs out there.
I got this. Excuse me. Uh,
He's very polite about it too. Yeah.
please, I need you to watch me do this. Excuse me one sec.
That's how I want to save people.
This is 1954's Rear Window. Uh, it's a James. It says James Stewart in an Alfred Hitchcock Rear Window, color by Technicolor. So this is an Alfred Hitchcock movie. So I don't know if you've watched any of those.
Yeah, someone's definitely getting murdered in this movie.
Oh, 100%. So knowing the title, seeing the picture of like it looks like an apartment building with some people in the windows. What do you think is going to happen?
Oh, you can see it right there in the bottom window. You see the guy reaching out.
Yeah,
Bet someone sees a murder across the street. Maybe they get seen as well by the murderer. Maybe. And that's just kind of like a chase to get the cops to believe their side of the story.
like this woman was murdered the guy who did it. They saw him with the binoculars, and they're trying to figure out, like, try to help the police, saying like, "No, no, no, they did it," and stuff. Or,
And police
oh,
is like, well, what were you doing? And you're like, well, I was stalking them from the other side of the road
yeah,
with
I
my
was being a peeping
binoculars.
tom.
Yeah.
Um, so Alfred Hitchcock's film, a wheelchair-bound photographer spies on his neighbors from his Greenwich Village courtyard apartment window and becomes convinced one of them has committed murder, despite the skepticism of his fashion-modeled girlfriend.
Yeah.
It's always that didn't happen. Girlfriend, it didn't happen. You're a liar. You're just going crazy in your wheelchair. Um, I,
It's out there taking pictures.
I mean, I want to see what's on that camera. Better yet. Um, so we have another 1954 samurai style movie called uh, Shichinin no Samurai. I'm gonna just straight up say it's another samurai film that we had before.
Oh, yeah.
So, uh,
Yeah, like a defend the master sort of thing.
yeah, a poor village under attack by bandits recruits 7 unemployed samurai to help them defend themselves.
That actually doesn't sound too bad.
Seems like
What's
it's
the
gonna be fun.
rating on it?
It's not rated.
The IMDb rating?
8.6 out of 10.
Oh, that ain't bad.
No, it's dropping in popularity though, so you gotta be careful about that. Um,
Mm.
so Anthony Hopkins, who's a goat when it comes to acting,
Oh, yeah.
stars in The Father, a 2020 film. Um, it looks like it's got obviously nothing but praise for Anthony Hopkins in this film. Um,
Yeah,
uh,
that's most of the cover is just talks about how great he is.
Olivia Colman, and it says The Father. So I'm guessing it's something with a daughter and her dad, and something's going wrong with the dad.
Mm. So I was reading all these things that sharp and teasingly diabolical makes me think that he did some stuff in his past, and on his deathbed, he's telling his daughter about all of it.
Like he did some dangerous stuff that he shouldn't
Yeah,
have.
like all that guilt is finally being released from him.
A man refuses all assistance from his daughter as he ages. As he tries to make sense of his changing circumstances, he begins to doubt his loved ones, his own mind, and even the fabric of his reality.
No, just an old guy with dementia.
I mean, he's just trying to grasp his last type of lives. Now, this is a 2020 film, so um, for those who like to watch newer movies and less of the 30s and 40s and 50s movies we've been talking about, definitely right up your alley for that one.
Oh yeah, I mean it's
Uh,
Anthony Hopkins. You can't go wrong.
oh yeah, he doesn't touch something without it being gold. Um, Another Charles Chaplin, and this one's called The Great Dictator of the 1940. Um, it keeps throwing me off with his mustache. I'm sorry. Like
Yeah,
I get it. This was pre World War II, but it's still throwing me off. Um, Basically, Charlie's taking over the world, or trying to, and falls in love with the woman who I'm guessing is uh, like some.
she's deaf.
No, she's poor.
Yeah, we went with blind and homeless. I'm going with deaf on this one.
Okay, I think she's like just like a poor like woman, and he's the dictator tramp in this movie.
The dictator tramp.
Yeah, because it was directed by him again, produced, written, and directed by him again. Um, oh, he's not. He's just dictator. In this one, tries to expand his empire while a poor Jewish barber tries to avoid persecution from his regime. So, this is kind of weird because this came out in 1940,
Yeah.
and in World War II, obviously, most people who are history buffs know what happened with a certain dictator, And I feel like, without getting too far into it, that Charlie kind of told us the future, which is kind of scary to me. And it's kind of scary how this is a top-rated movie as well, and it's rated G.
It's 2 hours and 5 minutes long too. So he's had 3 movies in the top 100.
Oh yeah.
That's crazy.
Um, The Untouchables, 2011. Um, which at first I thought this was a totally different person. I didn't think it was Francis Cruzet. I didn't think that was. I thought this was the dad from Meet the Fockers.
Oh, Robert De Niro.
No, the other dad, the Fockers dad.
Um,
Um,
oh hell, I can see his face, but I don't know why I can't remember his name for some reason. That the other guy, the
Dustin
Omar's
Hoffman.
Dustin Hoffman. Yeah, I can't think of it.
I thought it was Dustin Hoffman at first, but this is based on a true story. Um, and for some reason, I saw other photos or other movie posters of this when I was trying to help you out. And there's one of this character in a wheelchair. And for some reason, I have a feeling that this movie is what the Kevin Hart and um, the guy from Breaking Bad, can't think of his name, who played
Oh,
in
like
Malcolm in the Middle and stuff,
where he like helps him out.
in the wheelchair.
So you think this is the more like serious version of that?
I think this is what inspired that movie first. Like, they just copied it and came up with like an American version of it, because I feel like this is like more French based.
Yeah,
Um,
I could see that.
and it says sometimes you have to reach into someone else's world to find what's missing in your own. Um, so this says after he becomes a quadriplegic from a paragliding accident, an aristocrat hires a young man from the projects to be his caregiver.
Yeah, nailed that one on the head.
It's definitely what I could see, because one of the movie posters kind of showed like something similar to this. So, um, so we have 2 more movies left. In this one is called The Lives of Others, in which you have it looks like 2 people making out and then a gentleman who's listening. Who at first I thought this was the guy from House of Cards and
Yeah.
what's his name? But I thought that was him at first. I'm like, no, it's not. It can't be. So we looked at I had to relook at this, a different poster and from a different angle, and it worked. But I believe he's just like, he's an international spy of some sort, and he's listening in on conversations and trying to find somebody specific.
Yeah. Yeah, I would have guessed like that's like his wife and his best friend or something. Or that's his wife, but he's tailing this guy the whole time to find out his whereabouts. So he wants to confront the wife, but he's like, well, I can't ruin my mission.
So in 1984, East Berlin, an agent of the secret police conducting surveillance on a writer and his lover, finds himself becoming increasingly absorbed by their lives.
Hmm.
So you were more right than I was on this one, but that's
When did this come out? 2000, you said 2005?
6.
6? Huh.
So a lot of these people aren't really that notable. So maybe it's a German movie. It looks like there's a lot of.
A lot of German names in it.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe subtitled, but.
And finally, the 2004 famous Whiplash. Now, I am sorry to everybody out there. I have failed you. And Mick Manhattan of Scene Snobs, I am looking at you. I know you are very disappointed in me and Justin at this one. But Whiplash, from what I can see, is. I mean, I've heard it's nothing but straight amazing, for one. And 2. It's based around Miles Teller, J.K. Simmons somehow with drums. Um,
Mm.
so, what do you think the main purpose of this movie is?
I may have seen some highlights from this. I
Okay.
might have. I can't remember the guy's name, but it's a bunch of drummers trying out to be in this guy's band, if I'm right.
Okay.
And the training is just brutal. Like he just drums until his fingers start to bleed. Yeah.
The only thing I've seen was the trailer, and it was him just like straight up harassing Miles Teller.
Yeah.
So, a promising young drummer enrolls at a cutthroat music conservatory where his dreams of greatness are mentored by an instructor who will stop at nothing to realize a student's potential.
Okay. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to watch this one
Yeah, I feel like that one's just like he's just gonna straight up just like beat beat the crap out of the kid, basically, like
with
smack
the
him around.
drumsticks. Yeah.
So overall, I mean, I think we've got majority of the film here, majority of the films, but we definitely built our list up of what we need to watch compared to some of the Charlie Chaplin films that we were kind of like,
Yeah.
Charlie's doing Charlie. Um,
He's predicting the future out here.
it's like a Simpsons episode. That's what it
Yeah.
is. But in all seriousness, if there's movies that you think that me and Justin should go back and check, drop it a line, message us over at Shoots and Blabbers Facebook page, and I will reach out to Justin personally and let him know. I want to say thank you to Justin for coming on. Um, with all seriousness, it was great talking to you and learning a little bit more about Anime Shenanigans. Where can they find all your information for it?
I've got master links all over the place. Just Anime Shenanigans fan club on Facebook. We've got everything on there, all that stuff. And I appreciate you having me on, man. Taking time out of your day to have me on, watching some movies, building my list. Feel like I gotta go watch some Charlie Chaplin now.
Nothing's better than some Charlie. So,
Yeah.
um, other than that, well, thank you, bud. And for those out there, I just want to say thank you for listening. If you want to hear more of our podcast, please check out the Shoots and Blabber Facebook page or go on Apple or Spotify or any of the other ones. You can always go ahead and search us, and we have some past episodes. Um, as well as go ahead and check out our Facebook page where I'll drop some links on some future things that we're working on, or check out my Twitch, which is twitch.tv/dreamy underscore Kong. And there I will be jumping into some games shortly and we'll be running some different things. But other than that, thank you for supporting us. Drop us a review and we'll check you later. Bye.